Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Smitten Mark Anderson fanboys over DWTS Ilona Maher. Golden Bachelorette star Mark Anderson has been in the live studio audience for season 33 of Dancing with the Stars. His future son-in-law, Joey Graziadei, is competing this season, but Mark only had eyes for Ilona Maher. See his post fanboying over the Olympic medalist and Joey's DWTS competition. Mark Anderson for Golden Bachelor. Mark Anderson has been a Bachelor Nation fan favorite since he first made an appearance on season 28 of The Bachelor. His daughter, Kelsey, introduced Joey Graziadei to her family during hometown dates. Joey and Kelsey got engaged during the final. With Kelsey's encouragement, Mark, 57, joined the Golden Bachelorette as a contestant. But he ultimately didn't find love with Joan Vassos. He didn't even make it to hometowns. But many fans want him as the next Golden Bachelor. Fanboys over DWTS contestant Ilona Maher. Mark Anderson has been in the audience of Dancing with the Stars to cheer Joey on. However, there is another season 33 contestant that he was starstruck to meet. The Golden Bachelorette star took to Instagram to gush over Ilona Maher. The professional rugby player made headlines over the summer with her performance on the USA rugby team. She helped lead the team to a bronze medal. Like Joey Graziadei, she's competing on season 33 of DWTS with her pro partner Alan Burston. She's doing well in the competition so far. She can count Mark Anderson as one of her biggest fans. He shared a photo of them from the DWTS set. He gushed over her in the caption, "And I'm still out there fangnayin'," bringing that beautiful high energy and putting in all that hard work to make it look effortless and easy. Wonderful performance, Ilona. See her reaction. The post received a ton of comments, including one from the Olympic medalist herself. Ilona Maher dropped a hand heart emoji in the comments. Ilona and Alan are one of the 7 couples left on the dance competition. Their next dance is a Tango to Psycho Killer by Miley Cyrus for the Halloween-themed episode. They will also perform a Cha-Cha to Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. for a dance-off with Dwight Howard and Daniela Karagak. The performance could mean getting eliminated or staying in the competition for at least another week. In the golden light of a bustling Los Angeles evening, Mark Anderson was like a kid in a candy store, hardly able to contain his excitement. Fresh from his whirlwind journey on the Golden Bachelorette, he was now turning his sights to another fan-favorite TV universe, Dancing with the Stars. But Mark wasn't just any viewer. He was a self-proclaimed superfan of Ilona Maher, the rugby star turned dance phenomenon, who had taken the season by storm with her powerful moves, charming personality, and ever-present competitive spirit. Decked out in his snazzy blazer, Mark couldn't resist snapping a few selfies outside the DWTS studio, each one featuring his wide, toothy grin that sparkled with the kind of excitement you'd see on a kid about to meet their idol. To his surprise, fans began to recognize him, calling out as they passed by, "Hey, aren't you Mark from the Golden Bachelorette?" He'd wave and smile, but his mind was focused on one thing, catching a glimpse of Ilona. When the studio doors finally opened, Mark found his way to his seat. The buzz in the air was electric. Seated in the audience were dedicated fans, a mix of family members, and even former contestants. It was the night of Ilona's much-anticipated Paso Doble, a dance that suited her athletic, powerful style. Mark couldn't wait. His phone was practically on speed dial for his friends, ready to share play-by-play updates the moment Ilona stepped on stage. As the lights dimmed, Mark could barely sit still, and when Ilona finally appeared under a spotlight, he let out a loud, unfiltered cheer. The woman was magnetic. Her intense gaze, her flawless lines, her fire-red costume catching the light with every sharp turn and twirl. Mark's eyes never left her. He watched, completely entranced, as Ilona's Paso Doble drew the entire audience into her orbit. The roar from the crowd, including Mark's enthusiastic applause, reached a fever pitch as she struck her final pose, her expression fierce and triumphant. When the routine ended, Mark couldn't resist gushing to the person next to him. "Did you see that? She's unstoppable!" he exclaimed, clapping enthusiastically. He even whipped out his phone to capture the judges' feedback, beaming as the panel praised Ilona's strength, precision, and undeniable stage presence. To Mark's delight, the show's producer had a surprise for the audience during intermission, a brief meet and greet with some of the stars. When he heard Ilona's name called, he practically sprang from his seat and found himself at the front of the line, nervously rehearsing what he might say. And then there she was, Ilona Maher in the flesh, still radiant from her performance, her grin wide and genuine. Mark's words jumbled for a split second, but he recovered quickly, stretching out a hand, which she shook firmly. "Ilona, you're incredible," he said, his voice almost reverent. "I'm Mark Anderson, from the Golden Bachelorette. Big fan. I just had to tell you, you bring so much power and grace to the stage. I mean, I thought I'd seen it all on reality TV, but you take it to a whole new level." Ilona's face lit up. "Oh, stop it," she laughed, her cheeks pink. "I watched Golden Bachelorette, by the way. You were great." Mark was beside himself, barely processing her words. "Really? Oh, wow, thank you. That means a lot coming from someone as fearless as you," he replied, mentally checking off "Make Ilona laugh" from his list of dream encounters. "I have to ask, what's the secret? You know, transitioning from rugby to dancing?" She chuckled. "Oh, a lot of hard work and a lot of practice. It's a different kind of stamina, but I guess all the training helps. Plus, I love a good challenge." They chatted a bit longer, Mark soaking up every word, before Ilona had to meet the next fan in line. As he walked back to his seat, he felt like he was floating. His favorite dancer had not only noticed him, but actually complimented him. The night couldn't possibly get any better, or so he thought. When the show resumed, Mark's attention was glued to Ilona's every move. But the surprises weren't over. After another impressive routine, the host announced an audience challenge. The chance for one lucky fan to join a brief segment in which Ilona would coach them through a simple dance sequence. Mark's hand shot up so quickly that the host couldn't ignore him, and within seconds, he was on stage, facing Ilona once more, this time as her temporary dance student. Ilona grinned, clearly amused by his enthusiasm. "All right, Mark. Ready to learn some moves?" she teased, and the crowd erupted in laughter and applause. The ensuing minutes were a hilarious mixture of awe and comedy. Ilona demonstrated a few basic steps of the cha-cha, and Mark did his best to follow along, his posture a bit stiff, his feet tripping slightly over each other. But he was game, laughing through every awkward moment, and when he finally managed to nail a simple spin, the crowd went wild. It wasn't the perfect execution, but his charm and genuine excitement were infectious. Back in his seat, Mark was still basking in the afterglow. He posted clips from his time on stage on social media, adding captions like, "Living the dream with Ilona Maher. She's even more amazing up close, and not the smoothest cha-cha. But we can't all be Ilona, can we?" The videos quickly gained traction, with fans from both DWTS and Golden Bachelorette sending encouraging comments and teasing Mark about his obvious admiration for Ilona. As the night came to a close and the stars took their final bows, Mark felt the twinge of sadness that the evening was over, but also an immense feeling of gratitude. He'd met his favorite dancer, shared laughs with her, and even managed a few cha-cha steps under her guidance. He was practically glowing as he left the studio, waving goodbye to the friends he'd made in the audience and taking one last look at the venue. Later, as he reflected on the experience, he couldn't help but laugh at how starstruck he'd been. Sure, he'd been on the Golden Bachelorette, but that was different. Here, watching Ilona, he'd felt like a regular fan, swept up in the magic and wonder of watching someone with incredible talent. For the next few weeks, Mark became something of an Ilona Maher ambassador on his own social media. He cheered her on with each episode, posting supportive comments, and even went live a few times to talk to fans about his unforgettable night on DWTS. The love and admiration he developed for Ilona only grew, and soon his fan base began calling him the honorary president of the Ilona Maher fan club. As he settled back into his day-to-day life, Mark carried the experience with him. That night at DWTS reminded him of the magic that reality TV could bring, bridging people from different worlds and giving everyone a chance to connect, even if just for a moment, and in that magical, one-of-a-kind night.